Hi, I'm the Amateur Logician, and in a previous video we looked at the textbook The Art of Reasoning by David Kelley and Debbie Hutchins. We're going to do so at least one more time and look at the digital resources that are included if you purchase a new copy of this book. And it's pretty cool that you have not only access to the ebook but also an interactive quiz format. So every chapter comes with a set of problems. Now obviously the textbook itself has a set of problems in it, but there is this interactive interface you can also engage in. You don't have to be in some college course to do these problems. You can be a self-learner, a self-studier. That's perfectly fine. And I wasn't entirely sure if you could do that because I've never done something like this before. When I've gone through these online quizzes, mainly for math courses, I was just in the math course. So I'm not sure how many textbooks you can just buy and then go into the publisher's digital resources like these quizzes. Maybe you can do it for all those textbooks out there. I actually don't know. But you can do it here, apparently. So let's give it a shot and take a brief tour of this. Very brief. So like I said, each chapter contains some problems. And I've already done some of the problems from some of these chapters just to give it a trial run to make sure I can go through it and access all the stuff. So for example, we'll start with, let's say, categorical syllogisms. And I don't think I've done categorical syllogisms yet. So here it's asking me for my student set ID, which I don't have one, but apparently that's okay. So why use inquisitive? Inquisitive helps you learn concepts and practice academic skills that will help you succeed in this course and beyond. How does it work? Answer questions and get feedback. You gain points for correct answers and lose points for incorrect answers. You can change the point value of a question from 20 to 100 points depending on how confident you are. Getting questions right at a high confidence level will speed up your progress through the activity. Not sure about the answer? Inquisitive includes ebook page numbers or other references to review the material. So let's start answering some questions. All right. Every categorical syllogism has only two distinct terms. Well, that's clearly false. Okay, there's going to be three terms. So if you think about like all men are mortal, Socrates is a man, therefore Socrates is mortal, you have three terms. And we're including Socrates, so to speak, as a term. So this is false. So nice job. Great. Okay. Whereas every categorical proposition has only two terms, every categorical syllogism has three distinct terms. Take the following categorical syllogism. For example, all fruits are structures that have seeds. All apples are fruits. All apples are structures that have seeds. Although every categorical proposition or line above has two terms, the same three terms, fruits, structures that have seeds, and apples, each repeat twice throughout the categorical syllogism. There are three distinct terms in every categorical syllogism, referred to by a particular name, the major term, minor term, and middle term. So woohoo, we got that. Right. Let's try maybe one or two more questions here. In standard form, for a categorical proposition, the major premise is always written first. Yeah, I mean, you can do that, but you don't have to. That's true. So although switching the order of premises doesn't affect the logic of the argument, it is a convention that the major premise always be listed first for it to be in standard form. An argument need not follow the structure for it to be a categorical syllogism in general, however. Okay, so here we're just going through like basic truths about categorical propositions. I'm sure later on this quiz will test us when it comes to actually evaluating a syllogism. Let's try one more question. You seem to know this kind of better than you think. To gain more points and reach the target score faster, increase your confidence level, yada yada yada. I'm not doing that. Okay. Match the types of terms with the propositions in which they appear in standard form with the categorical syllogism. Okay, so we have the major premise, the minor premise, and the conclusion. Well, as you would suspect, the major premise is going to have the major term, right? The minor premise will have the minor term. And also the conclusion is going to have the major term. Just be careful here. Major term the minor term, and the middle term is actually going to appear in the major premise and the minor premise. So it's really through the middle term by which we connect the major term and the minor term in the conclusion. The middle term is really the key in a categorical syllogism. So take the tried and true example, all men are mortal, Socrates is a man, therefore Socrates is mortal. So the term man is really what connects the major and minor term. Okay, so I think that's enough for that, at least for now. Let's see here. So any other areas we should explore very, very briefly? I don't know. We can look at fallacies very quickly. I don't have a student set ID. So, okay, so we want to know what statement is true, what statement is false here. So we have a list of statements. So subjectivism is the fallacy of using one's own mere belief or feeling about an idea as evidence that the idea is true. Okay, well, it's kind of funny how that's worded. I know what it means, but you shouldn't say an idea as such is true. An idea I have in my head is just an idea. It's only true or false when I form a judgment, strictly speaking. But, you know, so in a way I want to say that's false. Maybe I'm being pedantic there, but at any rate, you know, it is what it is. In subjectivism, subject means a person's mind, not a subject like math. Thus, subjectivism involves taking the content of one's mind as being automatically true rather than verifying with evidence from observing the world. Okay. A person who is in denial about an unpleasant fact is committing the fallacy of subjectivism. You could say that. I mean, why not? If I can click this. Correct. Denial is the conscious or subconscious thought process. I don't want this to be true, so it isn't. The following statement is an example of subjectivism. I strongly believe in the basic value of honesty. Therefore, the principle of honesty is true. Well, I just strongly believe, so that's subjectivism there again. While it's often very difficult to explain the reasoning behind our basic values, it is very important to try to do so. Otherwise, we cannot have confidence that those values are actually beneficial to our own and others' lives. Not only just beneficial, just being right or wrong, you know, not just a matter of utility. But, see, we can criticize this and kind of critique this, I suppose, right? That's what a good philosopher tries to do. If a conclusion starts with I think or I feel, the argument probably commits the fallacy of subjectivism. I would say false. You know, I often will say I think this or that, but I'll just, you know, I don't like the term probably. I don't know. It depends. I would say false. It's probably not going to like me or that, but yeah, okay. I would say false, and it agrees with me. But I don't, in general, I don't like saying I feel this if we're talking about an argument. Like when a teacher asks you, how do you feel about this? No, the correct question most of the time is to ask, what do you think? Not what do you feel, right? But anyways, so this is kind of just a taste of what you get with this book, with the digital resources. So I hope it's helpful. I'm not going to do much more than this because of copyright issues and so forth, but just a little preview of what you get with The Art of Reasoning by David Kelley and Debbie Hutchins. I hope this video has been helpful, maybe in some small way. Logic is an important skill to master, and if an amateur like me can learn some logic, then so can you. And if you want to learn it, here's a book to buy, or you can just visit my website at amateurlogician.com, where I have an extensive tutorial on verbal style logic and some propositional logic as well. Until next time, good luck to you and be well.